Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, boys and girls and boys, welcome back to our channel, Inspirational Ministry with David. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications. You already know what it is. You know the spiel. You know it. So much stuff is going on. I had to bring, I don't get the news, but like I tell you, I get the news. Woo! But let's talk. Let me get a little comfortable. Let's talk. Let's get into it. How has your week been? And like I always say, I hope you have not been weakened by the weekdays. How are you? How are you, beautiful, conscious, critical thinking people? How are you? How are you? Now, I get the news, but I don't get the news. But I get the news. And the news has been very disturbing all year. So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about some things. Our topic today, the title of our Inspirational Ministry with David today, is entitled "Stepping Back to the Past." Stepping back to the past. And what I mean by that, stepping back to the past, I'm going to cover a few topics. We're going to talk about stepping back to the past and people, stepping back into the past, his story, American history, stepping back into the past spiritually. And we're going to go over a few things today, but right now, man, I don't get the news, but I get the news. I think you feel and you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you should know by now. Hey, man. So I got this article. Return back to the Jim Crow federal regulations rolled back to allow segregation. And this was in the Black Press USA, Newswire today. You can go over just poquito a little bit. We're going to move on. This is by Stacey M. Brown, theblackpressusa.com. I'm just going to briefly read a little bit. It say, the Donald Trump administration has blatantly resurrected segregation and federal contracting, undoing decades of civil rights progress by removing anti-segregation mandates. The alarmingly regressive move reopens the door for racially divided faculties, facilities, eerily reminiscent of the old Jack Crow era, with potential whites only and colored signatures. You remember that, right? The ones who know. You remember that, right? So it's saying that that it was rolled back, it was stepped back into the past, and but they went over the big picture and all that. They said why it matters. The change announced last month and an overlooked public memo is a symbolic move. This was first reported by NPR and comes after President Trump revoked President Lyndon B. Johnson's decades-old order, Diversity and Affirmation Action Practices in the Federal Government. That was like in 1964, 1965. I wasn't even born yet. I was around the corner, though, right? The big picture, the Civil Rights Acts of 1964, as well as many state laws, still makes segregated facilities illegal in all businesses, including federal contractors. Yes, but, we say, but, yes, but. Critics say the recent change sends a message about the government's priorities and potentially eliminates a crucial enforcement tool. Yeah. So what they're saying, just briefly get over this. What they're saying, as a nation unfortunately becomes more divided and polarized, the last thing we need is any effort that could be perceived as allowing racial segregation. This is Abraham Hooper of the Council of American Islamic Relations, CAIR, SAR, said in the statement. Yeah, man, it's crazy. To end this, President Murray from Professor Murray, I should say, added, had to speak on this as well, that this isn't just a rollback of civil rights protections. It's a signal that we're stepping back into a darker past, one that we have worked hard to move beyond. Yeah. In other news, be vigilant. We just gonna sip our tea. We're saying that, I'm gonna be sipping on mine as well. Have a drink on me. Let's go. In other news, the astronauts made it back to Earth. Now, we talk about as above, so below a lot here on this bill and on this station, on this channel. And let's, like I always say, let's put the scope on that. Let's put the scope on that. We're gonna put the big scope, the big eye. We're gonna put the big eye on that right there. Now, as above, so below. As above, so below. As above, so below. Right? And what I mean by that, there's waters above, the firmament above, the firmaments below. Waterments above, water, and the ocean below, which is a whole space of its own. I saw this on social media. This is a guy I follow, and he had this question. He said, how do they tell you space is water without telling you space is water? Not just in movies, but in also cartoons. Isn't water where we form or being formed like a butterfly in a cocoon, or a caterpillar in a cocoon for 9 months? Then the water breaks the same length of time that the astronauts were stuck. Let's make sense out of this shit. Let's make sense. Use your critical thinking. Put your critical thinking cap on. The problem is, they can't break through the firmament, right? But they can put on the goddamn show. So, David may be a little loco, right? David might be a little crazy. You are crazy living in a fucking crazy world. You get a little crazy when you become a critical thinker. You get a little loco when you become a person who's questioning why. A person who is awakened. 10 coffees deep. Water splashed in my face. Yeah, so you get a little crazy in a sick ass world. You see, New Agers, the Gnostics, the evangelicals, as they call, are all playing the same goddamn game. They dressed up in different costumes. They're stuck in the illusion of duality, slicing the universe into good versus evil, spirit versus matter, light versus dark. But the moment you're choosing sides, guess what? The moment that you, yeah, you know what I'm about to do. The moment that you start choosing sides, you're still stuck in the damn matrix. Now, the evangelicals say, those are evangelicals. What they say is God is good, right? That's what they say. God is good, Satan is evil. Follow the Jesus, reject the Satan of the Satan. Now, Gnostics, they say the demiurge is evil. The pleroma is good. Escape the material. Matter is bad. Only spirit is good, right? The New Agers say love, and light. Avoid negativity and darkness. The Democrats, or the Democrats say Trump is evil. The Republicans, both for the same party, you dig? They say Kamala is evil. Different teams with the same damn rule book. They all running from something, trying to exclude what makes them uncomfortable instead of integrating it, right? But true power, true knowing, you can't step back into the past. True power and true knowing is when you stop running and realize the whole damn thing, light, dark, spirit, matter, and just the same energy. The only difference is the rate of vibration. Cold and hot on the same pole. This is why transcendent duality is so powerful, people. Once you see that the so-called opposites, just different degrees of the same energy. Again, once you see that the so-called opposites are just different degrees of the same energy, you'll start getting played by the illusion of separation. But you don't fight the dark. You don't escape the material. You don't fear the low vibrations. You might own it because there's nothing to fight when you see it's all you. Again, there's nothing to fight when you see it's all you. It's all you. The master moves through all frequencies. The Most High moves through all frequencies without resistance. And guess what, baby? Guess what, people? Guess what, fam? I embrace it all. I embrace it all, baby. I embrace it all, fam. All the colors on the spectrum is scarce. And that's where you go beyond the Gnostic, beyond the New Ager, and beyond the religious people, evangelicals. You stop playing their game entirely. You become the whole field. Are you still eating from the tree of knowledge of good versus evil? Book of Genesis says that black versus white duality is the tree of death. I got that from Sarah Sage. Thank you so much. Golly. It opens up all kind of things. Rewind it if you want to hear it again. Rewind it if you want to hear it again. You know, rolling back or stepping back to the past. You know, they took away the Segregation Act. It was written in 1965, stepping back to the past. And then we're going to talk about some more history, or some spiritual history, when you step back to the past. People ask me all the time, do we get stuck? Do we get stuck here on earth after we pass on? Do we keep coming back if we don't complete our assignment? Okay, here's my take. Here's my take on that. We are not stuck here in a perpetual back and forth from the world to the spirit world, okay? And back to this world over and over and over forevermore. Once a person wakes up, once a person wakes up and becomes what and who they truly are, then there's a way out of the matrix illusion. Once you understand this, that it's not a compulsionary, it's not forcing you to keep coming back into the incarnation, that we choose to come here fully aware that we will forget who and what we are in that reality. You see, here's the deal. We're creators. We're the Most High, part of the Most High. We're the creator gods. God! We create our experiences. But when we make mistakes, when we make mistakes, we choose once again to have the opportunity to undo those mistakes, to undo those mistakes. No one and nobody made us choose to come back here. We choose to because we think it's the only way to work off karma. You know, she's a patient bitch. To work off the karma life that isn't happening to us. It's happening for us so that we can learn no matter what happens. We always move forward. We always move forward. We continue to grow and evolve, which is my favorite word. You notice by now. Evolve until we don't need to ever come back to this place. And even though they have learned every and era thing there is to learn, those souls come back here to help those who think that they are stuck here. An evolved soul, a soul that has evolved, that had passed all the tests, that made straight A's, has graduated through the University of the Earth of Mother Gaia. An evolved soul knows who and what they are. They're learned enough that when they do come back here, they remember. You get it? They remember who and what they are. And they choose to experience being here again to help other souls to remember who and what they are. Stepping back to the past. Many highly evolved souls will choose to go into infinity. But they don't want to leave their brothers and sisters that's still stuck in the reincarnation loop. You dig? You feel me? Because we're all one. We're all one, but many different expressions of the Creator, the source of all existence. And don't forget that. I say that a lot. We're all one. Yes, we are. All one. All one. All one with different expressions of the Creator, different expressions of the Most High, the source of all existence. So they choose to come back here to assist, to help those who still don't know, who still do not know, still have not learned the lesson, their assignment, right? They still don't know who they are and what they are. Even if a soul remembers just a little bit, just a itsy bitsy, tinsy, tiny bit, right? Of who and what they are, they're on their way out of this illusion. And with each subsequent life, they will come back with even more of their memory of who and what they are. And they will usually make better choices in this time around, in this life, again, when they come back. They'll make better life choices. This is how everyone grows and evolves. So never fear fake expectations appearing real, that we're stuck here without any choice. But because we have chosen it, no matter what we go through. We chose to experience that experience because it was the best way. It was the best way to learn and grow. All of us, in one way or another, are growing and evolving. Some people are just a little bit farther on in their evolution, in their journey, and they come back here to be part of the journey with others, to be service to others. And when we are done here, we can choose another experience in another dimension or another world, or even choose to go to another universe. So in reality, we're all magnificent, multidimensional, divine, eternal beings of light having temporary experiences. And we'll have other temporary experiences. We will. It's just that we're already experiencing another lifetimes in different places. Because guess what? Time is an illusion. It's all happening simultaneously. And it's in the ever now moments. And one day, maybe as we evolve, we'll be able to understand those things a little bit better. And because that we are internal, yes, because we are internal, then there is no such thing as death. No such thing. For that is the illusion as well. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. It's not the other way around. I think I've said it many times. So be careful of your life here, your words and your choices, because be careful of your words. I should end it with this. Be careful of your words. Okay? Be careful of your words. Because words are thoughts. Don't go back to the past. Don't do that. This damn fool trying to take us back right now, right? This damn fool stepping back to the past right now with the DEI and taking away everything that we have worked for. I can go on about that, but it'll take a few hours. I can let some shit out about that. But let's get ready to close this out. Again, be careful of your words. Words are thoughts, intentions, and emotions manifested as energy, creating sound waves and frequency that yourself and others perceive through the sense of hearing, feeling, and intuition. Words and their most powerful state when there are thoughtful intentions and energy behind them. So, choose your words consciously and wisely and continue to win. If you made it this far in our Inspirational Minutes with David, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notification. Hit the like and share. Thank you. Thank you. Share the information. I'm just here. The messenger. The fly-optician, David. I'm growing with you as well. I'm growing with you as well. I don't want to keep coming back to the past. Keep stepping back to the past. I'm ready to go to infinity. Maybe I'll come back and help a few. I don't know. We'll see. Get the book, The Audacity Woke, a memoir of a man who's been mentally asleep. Yes, I got another book coming out real soon. Got some things going on. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications. Hit the like and share, comment. I'm willing to comment and committed to committing. There's no one like you. There will never be anyone like you. Therefore, know yourself. Be yourself. Authenticity is the beginning stage of evolving. Again, get the book. Okay? And until next time, know that if I love me, then I love you. And when you love you, you love me in return. It's synergy because we're one. We're one. When you get that through your thick ass head, you know we're one. We're one. I love you. I love you in truth. Peace.